Okay, so originally this was going to be a top 15 for 15 subscribers, but I have 17 now. So thank you. Here's the ground rules. I will just be doing classic Steven Universe, which means no song from Steven Universe Future or the movie. As for why, well, I had trouble with just the top 15, so I didn't want to put myself through even more headache. Now, I want to get into my criteria for how I put this list together. First and foremost are the songs themselves. How do they sound? How good is the instrumentation, melody, vocal performance, lyrics, etc.? And going off that lyrics part, because this is an animated TV show, I will also consider the scenes the songs appear in. There is, of course, the visual aspect, but also the storytelling and narrative aspect. If a song has more narrative implications, it will find itself higher on the list than a throwaway song. And finally, this goes without saying, this is a top 15 list. I think all of these songs are amazing, so don't be too offended if your favorite song isn't on here. With all that out of the way, let's get started. Number 15. Peace and love on the planet Earth. Whoa. This song is very simple, but I actually think that works in its favor. It's very soft and delicate and serene. Visually, there isn't a ton working in the song's favor, but I still think it's good, especially the part where Peridot is talking to the other gems. And I think that's the best aspect of the song, is the Peridot of it all. I think you can point to this as one of the key moments that makes Peridot spit in the face of Yellow Diamond and stick by Steven. The song also has some good humor. You're all insane, but I guess I am too. Anybody would be if they were stuck on Earth with you. Even though it features primarily just an acoustic guitar, there's also these little bits and pieces of added instrumentation that are very good. There's a small touch of strings when it transitions into the night section, and there's also this cool synth part that is towards the end of that night scene. And I also love how the ending ties everything together by having everyone sing the chorus, I guess you could say, of the song. It's nice. Number 14. I think we made something entirely new. I adore this song. This one features what I would call kind of the standard Steven Universe style of instrumentation. It has this spacey sort of feel to it. It's very electronic. There's these very weird hits and claps that I think work amazing. And then my favorite part is when Ruby and Sapphire are laying down in the dark, and they have this very awkward, uncertain dynamic between the two of them, having, you know, being in this situation and not necessarily knowing a ton about each other, and their thoughts are incomplete. Like, they don't finish what they're saying, but they understand each other, and I like that a lot. As Ruby starts to break, the strings are introduced, and then there's a drop as Sapphire comes back in. She asks Ruby about herself, questioning her thoughts and feelings on the situation, something that Ruby presumably has never really done before. As being the soldier, she obviously doesn't have much self-worth, and Sapphire asks her about herself. It's such a touching moment. Of course, at the end, you have Sapphire humming that Stronger Than You Garnet melody. This song is just so cute and adorable, and I wanted to put it higher, but you're gonna see it just gets so hard on this list. It has 15, but it's still so difficult. Number 13. I expect this one to be controversial, because honestly, I think Love Like You has an argument for being the best standalone song on this entire list. But as I went over in the intro, this is more than just the songs themselves. I'm taking into account scenes and significance and lyrics and what they mean for characters. And while I think this song is beautiful, it isn't directly significant in any way. It's just the outro song. So yeah, feel free to grill me in the comments, but I'm going to talk about what I like about the song because, like I said, I like all of these songs. I'm just prepared for this incoming tsunami wave of hate. I think Rebecca Sugar sounds amazing on the song. I think even though the lyrics don't apply to anything in particular, they still have this cool meaning. It's like vague in the way where it's not a bad thing, but allows you to interpret it in a lot of different and interesting ways. And again, the instrumentation, very Steven Universe, very good. I think this song is amazing. It can't go above some of the other ones I have. Number 12.
Guess I didn't believe it until now.
Full Disclosure features this up-tempo kind of rock instrumental that I think is very good and very unique in the world of Steven Universe. You got some good drums in the song. You got bass guitar, which I love bass in songs. But I think what stands out to me the most about this song is the messaging of it all. To me, this being the start of season 2, this very much represents kind of a shift that the series took at the end of season 1. You have Steven struggling to tell Connie about what happened because everything happened so fast in those episodes, but it really starts to get into that Steven's trauma angle of things that is going to be thoroughly explored in Steven Universe Future, which is not in this video, but I just love the struggle that Steven has in the song, and I think it's relatable to everyone, even if it's not on the scale, dealing with some personal pain that you want to hide from someone else because you don't want them to feel that pain. And how can I not mention the phone ringtone and how that is incorporated into the song? One of the coolest, individual things that Steven Universe did, in my opinion, when I watched it the first time, just impressed the hell out of me that they were able to execute that concept so well in this TV show. Number 11.
You do it for her, that is to say, you'll do it for him.
This song is so Pearl with the instrumentation, the piano. It's so elegant, and it features this very cool dynamic of Pearl and Connie, who have a lot of similarities in how they perceive the world and what their place in it is. Pearl is a gem, which makes her more powerful than Connie, but Pearl, in the grand scheme of things, is a gem who is meant to just be a servant. And, you have Connie, who is just a human, and Steven, who is a gem. And so, there's these like power balances and trying to help someone you perceive as more important to you that's going on both of these levels. And it's also very funny visually because you have Pearl saying all of these things to Connie, and Steven is just like mortified watching in the background. You get Pearl and some kind of hints and subtext about what her and Rose Quartz's relationship was like. You get Connie and Steven. It's an amazing song. Number 10.
Familiar, why is this so familiar?
Familiar is, in my opinion, the most conceptually impressive song in the entire show. That is the standout to me, is the writing and how it ties together Steven and Pink Diamond. Because ever since the reveal, there's been kind of this question that's been in the back of everyone's heads. It's like, Steven is Pink Diamond, but he's not. And where is that barrier? How are they similar? How are they different? And this song gives you that. It has I remember watching this for the first time because it wasn't that long ago. And it was such a light bulb, eureka moment when I figured out what they were doing. Because at first, I feel like the song does this intentionally, where it kind of leads you down this path into thinking they're going to talk about Pink Diamond and Steven, and how Steven has these recollections from when he was Pink Diamond about, he's saying it feels familiar, but it subverts your expectations, because what the song is really about is Steven relating his experience with the crystal gems to what Pink Diamond went through with the other diamonds. He recognizes the fact, the similarities of these two situations, thinks back to his experience, bringing everyone together, and applies it to this situation. I don't know. I just think this song is brilliant. What holds it back from being further up on the list to me is, I think the instrumentation of the song, while it's good, it's very subdued, and I think some other songs have more complexity. I'm not gonna lie, I think everything I just said is BS. Just complete and utter BS. I think I just like the other songs more. Yo, it's me. That guy was right. I'm editing the video right now, and there's no reason this song should be at number 10. I don't know what I was smoking when I put this list together, but at this point, I've already recorded the entire video. I don't want to move it around for just one placement. Familiar should be at number 9. And what is number 9? Me. Let's roll the tape. Number 9.
What's the use of feeling blue?
This is the first song on this list so far where the defining trait of it to me is the vocal performance. And there's other great aspects of the song which I will get into, but to start, just the voice of Yellow Diamond is so powerful in this song. It just fills up your ears, fills up the room. It is just fantastic stuff. The instrumentation also gets a bit weird in this song. I don't know exactly how to describe it, but it's very different and very interesting to me. I think maybe the weakest aspect of the song is the scene itself, because there isn't a ton going on here. It's just kind of Greg and Steven running away and trying not to be caught. And then also the meaning, there is, I like how there's a double meaning with what's the use of feeling blue. The way that she emphasizes those words, it kind of implies that there is two meanings there. And overall, it is a fantastic song. Definitely worthy of the top 10. Number 8. The key word for me with this song is revelations, because this song made me realize a lot of things that I didn't quite notice before. First off is the animation. Something about this is just very, very pretty. Maybe it's the alternative character designs, I don't know, but when I first saw the scene that the song takes place in, of course, it made me realize, just how polished the end of the show looks. It also made me realize how much better Zach Collinson, Steven's voice actor, got at singing as the show went on, because he sounds amazing here. And the final thing is, it made me realize, just how much of a role that Steven has taken on being the glue for everyone in the crystal gems. The whole song is him going around and basically picking everybody else up for this wedding that Ruby and Sapphire are having. And it's fascinating and shows, sets the precedent, I think, for some of the stuff we explore in future, because this Pink Diamond reveal, while it was kind of a downer and just made everyone question everything, Pink Diamond being Rose is more shattering to Steven than it should be for anyone else. And yet he goes out there, puts a smile on his face, and gets everyone to come together for this beautiful day. I also love this part. It's played twice in the song, but of course my favorite application of it is when it's Ruby preparing for the wedding and talking to Sapphire. And by the way, Steven's face is so me. And there's like this weird flute whistle thing, Thomas the Tank Engine. I don't know what it is. It's this weird instrument, but I love it. And the whole song's instrumental is so dynamic. There's so many different parts and layers and progressions. It starts, very happy, and then that flute, Thomas the Tank Engine whistle comes in, and then when you go to Peridot, it kind of drops down and gets more, sinister. And again, I talked about Steven and his role with everyone. And in that scene, you see him start to crack a little bit, thinking about the cluster and everything that's gone wrong. This song was one of the ones that initially stuck out to me, and I think still holds up very well after multiple re-listens, and is easily one of the better songs the show has had. But again, there's so many good ones. Number 7.
On that distant shore.
Unintentionally in this video, I've been giving a lot of like awards to these songs. Like, this one has the best writing, this one has the best, whatever. This one, in my opinion, is the most beautiful of these songs I think I'm going to cover in this video. And I'll admit off the bat here, Lapis is my favorite character in the show, and I'm probably rating this song a bit higher than most people would because of that. But I think this song is just so beautiful and tragic and just so gorgeous at the same time. The first part of the song has such a almost Mario Galaxy type of feel to it. It's very light and spacey, and there's a lot of yearning going on. That's another aspect of the song, is my interpretation goes to the Lapidot perspective, that she's talking about Peridot in this song. But then you have this turn in the middle of the song where it gets the fear is coming in, and the doubts and the anxiety, and it's consuming her, and it's preventing her from being on that distant shore, that place that she is ultimately trying to get to, and she just can't do it. Something's holding her back. I personally find the song so relatable, and it's one of my personal favorites. I just love Lapis's character and what this song means. Number 6. Escapism gives me chills every time I listen to it. When I was going through every song for this video and, doing my due diligence, doing my research, when I first heard this, I was kind of astonished. I didn't remember where this song was at in the show. I was like, what? How did I forget this song? The song is incredible. I think this is going to be my most surprising placement on the entire list. This has 769,000 views on YouTube, and I understand why, because the scene that contains the song, obviously it's in the episode Escapism, it's not a super memorable scene, but the scene is part of why the song gives me chills. I very much enjoy how you can see the characters talking, but they're muted, so you get this understanding of what they are saying based on their expressions and kind of what is going on, but you're just soloed on this beautiful song. It kind of reminds me of Peace and Love on the Planet Earth, with that kind of soloed guitar melody. Well, it's not soloed, there's some strings in here, which I adore strings, but it's very much a laid back acoustic guitar sort of instrumental. But then you have oh my gosh, I'm forgetting her name as I'm recording this. This is so embarrassing. I had to look up the pronunciation for this name. AJ Michalka. She's the voice of Stevani and Katra. Shout out to my last video. Hit the card. Obligatory card in this video. But yeah, her voice is incredible. She's actually a musician. She's done actual, music before. In other shows. Her voice is so beautiful, and I'm glad that they let it, exist so predominantly in this moment. And what really gives me chills is the end of this scene where Steven, kind of passes out after he gets his point across, and then, Greg is standing over him looking so concerned, and then he gives a thumbs up and with a little smile as he fades out. Oh my gosh, that's just it makes me so emotional. It's such a good moment. Escapism is very underrated. Well, I don't know. I haven't seen a Steven Universe song ranking. Put yours in the comments, I guess. I haven't seen one before, but I assume it's underrated. Number 5. I can already tell I'm going to have a hard time trying to explain my thoughts on this song. But Ruby Rider is unironically maybe my favorite song in all of Steven Universe. I just got done talking about escapism, and then That Distant Shore with Lapis, her being my favorite character. Maybe I'm a bit biased, and I have strong personal attachments to the song, so that definitely plays a part, because I feel like this song almost like I don't want to say objectively, and I don't think it's true, it almost feels like it's not a good song, but it is a good song. Like, it's so I get so much out of it in terms of the comedic value, and I just absolutely love Ruby's voice actress. Let me get her name. Man, these names are kicking my ass. Mutuk. I just love how they sound in like playing this Ruby character. The voice to me of Ruby is so ingrained and distinct in my mind, and I think it helps me enjoy this song as much as I do. It's just so silly, and I love Ruby and, you know, her trying to be alone and independent and away from Sapphire, and, you know, ultimately coming to the realization that's not what she wants. And the instrumentation is very unique in this song. It's very much stands alone in terms of what soundscape it's going for. Ruby Rider is without a doubt one of my favorites. Number 4.
Here comes a thought.
This is the first song in a while that has had what I feel like is that very distinct Steven Universe flair to it. But Here Comes a Thought is another one that I remember sticking out to me on my first watch and just being very impressed by it. It features, in my opinion, probably the two best voices in the show. We already talked about AJ and what she is able to do, but now we get to talk about Estelle, who again is another person with a solo music career outside of Steven Universe, and I think that really comes through in terms of the writing of the song and the vocal performances. This song is so great because it acts as an allegory to real life relationships as well. You know, how a thought or just something that is bothering you, if you bottle it up and keep it in, it can ruin your relationship. It can make you defuse, and you have to learn to communicate and work through problems together. And I also love at the end how Steven, Connie, Ruby, and Sapphire are all together. I like seeing those characters all interact with each other. Garnet does such a great job of being a mentor in this scene, in this moment, and it's one of my favorites in the entire show, which is why it's at number 4. Number 3.
We are the crystal gems.
Full transparency, when I started doing this recording session right now, you may even be able to hear the strain in my voice because I've been yapping for so long about all of these songs. But at the start of this, when I had my original ranking done and I was going through, this song, We Are the Crystal Gems, Change Your Mind version, was at number 12 on this list. And then as I went to listen to it, as I do with all of these songs before I talk about them, I just couldn't help but wonder what about this song made it not one of the best songs in the entire show, and I couldn't think of any reason for that, and I figured I was just being silly. I don't know why I put it at number 12. For some reason I felt like it had to go there, but no, this song is so good, and part of what makes it so good is detached from the song itself, because there's so much emotion that you bring into this that doesn't necessarily have to do with the song itself. It obviously remixes the intro and does so very effectively, in my opinion, being better than the original intro. And it also serves as basically the final scene of classic Steven Universe. The instrumentation is just so lush and gorgeous. I love the moment where White Diamond steps into the pool and the electric guitar comes in. It's a bit of a change up, but it works perfectly. And with it being sort of the last moment of the classic Steven Universe, the scene itself that it's in elevates the song a lot for me. There's so much you can talk about, but my favorite moment from this song in terms of the scene is definitely when you cut to Pearl and Garnet as they're putting all the gems in the pond and they're crying to each other. It's just such a beautiful conclusion to such an amazing show. And that's what puts it at number 3. Before I get into my top 2, I want to go over some honorable mentions. My toughest cuts ended up being Strong in the Real Way. This is a song where Pearl is basically singing to Steven about how she wants to help him be strong in the real way. Unfortunately, the song loses me a bit with when it gets to Steven singing it to the people on the beach, but it's still very good. There's also Tower of Mistakes, which is an Amethyst song, which, you know, is pretty rare in Steven universe. I just didn't find it significant enough to include. And I'll just sort of quick fire the rest of mine here. Haven't You Noticed I'm a Star, Don't Cost Nothing, Reprise, I Could Never Be quote unquote ready, Let Me Drive My Van Into Your Heart. And then my final and most honorable mention is Big Fat Zucchini, which I am obligated to include because it is my girlfriend's maybe favorite song. It's either that or Ruby Rider. So actually it's number 0 on this list. It's above everything because it's her favorite song. So it has to be on here. But now let's get into the rest. Number 2.
It's over, isn't it?
Do I even need to explain what makes this song so good? It is so elegant and gorgeous and powerful. You can feel the emotion out of Pearl. The animation is even fantastic. This song covers every base. Hearing Pearl talk about kind of her suppressed, you know, emotions about Rose and Greg, it's fantastic. It's one that I want to talk about more, but I do plan to cover it in another video in the future in more depth, so I'm going to leave it here. But it's obviously a fantastic song, one of the best in Steven universe, has 32 million views on the YouTube video. It has that many for good reason. And now for number 1.
This is Garnet, back together.
I doubt this was much of a surprise. I think this song is going to be one of the things that Steven Universe is remembered for. Its popularity transcended Steven Universe into other parody songs of this original song from the show. That is incredible. And in my opinion, it's for good reason. When I talked about my criteria at the beginning, this song gets a 10 in every single category. You have the vocal performance by Estelle, which is obviously incredible. You have the storytelling of the scene when you have Garnet fighting Jasper, and then you cut to Steven, you know, in Pearl and Amethyst, you know, attacking Peridot and whatever. You have the animation, the fight between Jasper and Garnet. You have the lyricism. This is one of the best written songs in the show. The lyrics about how Garnet is one. You got to see Ruby and Sapphire. Now you get to see them together and what makes them powerful, what makes them stronger than Jasper. And it's also so climactic. This is the finale of season 1. This is the climax of season 1. And you get this fight scene, this awesome fight scene with this awesome song, with these awesome lyrics. It is one of the best things to come out of Steven Universe. Again, this is another song I could talk even more and in more depth about in the future, and I plan to. But I think it's obvious, and I think for all of those reasons, it places itself rightfully at number 1. This is the GOAT song of Steven Universe. I might do a Steven Universe future, Steven Universe movie, you know, top 15, top 10 list like this one. No song is ever going to rank above Stronger Than You. I don't think it's ever going to happen because this song means so much to the show. It's so brilliant. I can't sing the praises of this song enough. Wow, my voice is tired. Thank you for watching this video. If you did enjoy it, let me know. Leave a like, subscribe for more content In the future, I tend to do analysis stuff on here, but I tried to have a little bit of fun with this one, so I'd appreciate the feedback. Let me know your top 10, top 15, top 5 Steven Universe songs, maybe just even your favorite, you know, what song impacted you? Why did it impact you the way that it did? I would love to hear all of your guys' perspectives. And let me know, what's my worst ranking? What's my best ranking? What was I wrong about? What was I right about? What got snubbed? But as always, thank you all for watching, and remember to be yourself.